In this video, I'm going to show you how MrBeast grew to 400 million subscribers with the content multiplier system. Unless you've been stranded on a desert island, chances are that you have heard of MrBeast. And just in case you haven't, MrBeast is one of the most well-known content creators on the internet today, who is not a celebrity. He just kind of like built up his own personal brand over time by making these interesting videos that are just kind of silly and sort of have morphed into this sort of like reality TV type of dynamic, where he's like, let's blow up this building and see how cool it looks in terms of the explosion. And he'll also create videos like, let's do Squid Games in real life, for instance. So that's MrBeast, kind of a reality TV type of persona and brand. And in the early 2000s, MrBeast was spending millions on single videos, but only getting one piece of content out of them. From doing this over and over, though, he and his team realized they were leaving money on the table. So they developed a system to extract maximum value from every video production that they did. Now, $1 million video becomes the main YouTube video, plus over 20 YouTube shorts, 15 Instagram reels, 10 TikToks, as well as behind the scenes content, podcast episodes, and translated versions going into 12 different languages. And regarding the language translation, in 2021, he launched MrBeast en Español in Spanish, then MrBeast Brazil. In other words, these are different channels. And he used AI dubbing and native voice actors to localize the content into over 10 languages, causing his global reach to explode. Because it sounds obvious, but most of the world does not speak English. So the tactic at work here that you can take action on, and we'll get into the implementation here in a second, is content atomization. Content atomization along with international localization at scale. In other words, dubbing your content using AI, and at a minimum, putting subtitles on there so that people whose first language is not English, this is what we have done with our content in the past, and I believe it, and putting subtitles on your content at a minimum so that people whose language isn't English, they can read as well as listen. Or if you have a separate channel, you can also, put the captions in there within the native language too. But AI makes it easy enough so that you can, for a small fee, you can dub it now. And it looks pretty natural, surprisingly enough. But why does this tactic actually work? I mean, you might be saying, I'm not MrBeast, why should I listen to this? I mean, maybe it works at, his scale to produce this, to do this extra effort, to produce all this extra content in terms of repurposing it. But why don't I just produce, one piece of content and call it a day? Well, for one thing, the competitive landscape has changed in the age of AI. Social media, along with every other marketing channel, is now more competitive because SEO has kind of died or at a minimum evolved. A lot of SEO gurus, they don't want to really tell you that. They want to tell you everything is fine. You just have to adapt. And businesses are adapting, all right. Some are actually just going out of business because they were too heavily reliant on SEO traffic in the first place. And now that Google, as we covered in an earlier video, has AI overviews at the top of search results, people are clicking through a lot less. And the result is that businesses, website traffic to companies like your website, my website, as well as a multi-billion-dollar company like HubSpot's website that literally wrote the book on inbound marketing. It kind of feels like a little bit of a double cross there, you know what I mean? But their traffic has dropped by 85% according to Ahrefs, and Forbes is down up to 90% according to SEMrush. So these are big name brands. Everyone is affected. It seems like the range is between 50% drop to 80% drop on average. Our drop was pretty big too. It was about 85%. So we've gone heavily into social media where we're publishing over 15 pieces of content every single day, literally practicing exactly this content multiplier system. And I'll show you the results that we got here in a second coming up, because I think they're pretty interesting. It's still really early, but I think you'll be interested to see how it's going. So that's reason number one for why you want to make the extra effort to do it now. It's because honestly, all channels are more competitive right now. And the more times that you get up to bat, the more likely that something is going to hit, something is going to get more engagement, go viral. And that one piece of content can be what drives leads and sales for you for a while. And the third reason is that it increases your overall distribution surface, right? Because people, they're busy. They're not necessarily always going to go and watch, your YouTube video or read your blog article. But if you can repurpose it, the most valuable kind of nuggets from it into a Facebook post, an Instagram post, a short video clip, people can consume it and then they can be reminded, oh, wait, this is really good. I want to go and watch the full thing or read it in whatever the format is, or just interact with your brand and decide, hey, I think I want to become a customer or client in terms of what this company is offering. So how do you actually execute on this tactic of content atomization? Because for most of you, the international localization in terms of dubbing, it's probably not worth the effort right now, especially if you're just starting out. I think just going for the general principle of atomization where you turn, one post or one YouTube video, for example, into 15 posts similar to what we are, or something close to that. How do you actually execute on this? And by the way, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you one growth hack that's going to make it 90% easier for you to actually execute on this. So stay tuned for that additional tip. So the way that you implement this is, number one, if you're not doing it right now, you just start. Just start doing one per day. Just start, make it easy on yourself. Just one short video per day, okay? The way that we work and what has worked for us, and you can build up to this, okay? Because I understand it's a comfort thing, and it takes a little bit of courage to get in front of a camera, and you're worried about how you're going to look and how you're going to sound, and people are going to judge you, and yeah, that's going to happen, especially the more distribution that you get. But the more that you can accept that and get over it, the faster that you're actually going to get results, and that is exactly what I want for you. So just start if you haven't already. And you want to begin by shooting one main piece of content. So for example, what we do is one long form video, which is exactly what this is. We might also do interviews. We might do some sort of a workshop or a demo webinar. Whatever it is, it's usually one long form video, kind of like a hub and spoke model. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. So the hub of it is one long form piece of content. And during production, if you want, you might be capturing B-roll, outtakes, setup footage. You're practicing and you say something that's brilliant, but you don't capture it exactly, when you're doing the full recording, but you capture it, it's there. And then you can use that. You can repurpose those little elements later into short, video shorts for YouTube, for TikTok, for Instagram, for Facebook, for LinkedIn. So from this one main piece of content, you can create 5 to 10 short form clips. And these short form clips, again, these are your best moments, quotes, tactics, just little bite-sized nuggets of value that people can watch in as little as 30 seconds to 90 seconds and get something that maybe will entice them to want to subscribe, to hear more about what it is that you have to offer. And beyond or including the short form clips, the formats that may be included here are quote cards. For example, we have a quote card that we publish on our Facebook page where it's like, if there's like some nugget of wisdom that just really, I think, hits home, that is going to be published on our Facebook page. You might write a blog post. Like we turn these videos into blog posts. We turn them into newsletters. You could also turn them into podcasts. That's something that I think that we'll do soon as well. You can show the behind the scenes content. You can have just plain text posts with a nice graphic to go with it to illustrate whatever the tip is that you've extracted, from the main piece of content. And as you grow, when it makes sense, you can use AI tools to translate and dub the content into other languages, as we discussed. So for a services company, you can turn one client case study into over 15 pieces of content. Another example might be you have one podcast episode, for example, again, that you're just on camera, it's a YouTube main video, right? Or an interview. That can turn into 10 YouTube shorts, one blog post, 5 quote graphics, one newsletter. That's 17 pieces of content from one recording session. And to show you how quickly this can work, our company, we just started investing consistently where we're putting out videos every single day. The last 2 weeks, we kind of got thrown off the schedule a little bit, but even in spite of that, you can see from what I'm showing you here on the screen, which is LinkedIn. We just started investing in LinkedIn. We've never done it before. And you can see we've gone from just a few dozen impressions to almost 1,400 impressions and reaching hundreds of B2B professionals and business owners on LinkedIn in a matter of days. And again, in this middle period right here, we just weren't even posting because I personally got distracted by something I had to address And so I only had time for operations at that time. But even then, our impressions were still growing incrementally. If we continue at the current rate that we are, and there's even just no improvement, just maintaining on average, we will be at over 3,500 impressions, or about 1,500 to 2,000 people reached just on LinkedIn by the end of next month. So that's pretty exciting. But it's actually more likely that these results will start to compound. And we're already seeing that start to happen in terms of the visits that are coming to our webpage. So for a while, our traffic has been going down, 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 just like a lot of other people, because Google, again, with the AI overviews and AI mode and all that, you can go watch our other video about the Google AI update after this video, if you like, that talks all about that. But for the first time, because of our investment and because we're putting out consistent content, a consistent variety of content, and we're learning quickly, we have a tight learning loop. We can see what is working. We produce the content, we look at the data, what's hitting, what's not, double down on the formats that is actually working, and then the flywheel just spins faster and faster and faster. So you can see, we've gone from averaging around 250 to 300 visits per day to now we're between. And we spiked last Thursday, and then we spiked up again on Monday, and that's kind of maintaining for Tuesday. We'll see how we're going to do at the end of today, but we're averaging between 400 to 500 visitors per day now. And again, this is all coming from organic social. So now I want to conclude by giving you the one bonus tip, and it is to consider working with us at Growbo. Growbo is not a marketing agency. Growbo is not a freelancer. Growbo gives you a marketing fulfillment team on demand with 13 skill sets. It's an all-in-one marketing team, empowering you to delegate all of your digital marketing tasks and projects without the headaches of hiring. And you get this all-in-one marketing team for less than the cost of one full-time virtual assistant. But on the team, these are not virtual assistants. These are specialized professionals. So you're getting a copywriter, a content writer, a graphic designer, a web designer, an ads manager, an apps management person, so that, whatever your tech stack is, we can work with you. We can actually, go in, we can set up the landing pages and go high level or lead pages or whatever tool it is that you use, and other skill sets built in. You can go learn more about it by going to growbo.com. And if you'd like alternatively, and also included is a 14-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, because we're confident that you're absolutely going to love it. And why is this a tip? What is the relevance of this to what we've just gone over here? Well, basically, this is going to help you to execute on the exact tactic and pretty much anything else that you can think of in terms of digital marketing projects and tasks that you need to do on a reoccurring basis, but especially in terms of this content multiplier system, because you can record the piece of content and we will split it up for you so that you don't have to do all the editing, and that's exactly what we're doing for our own business to get these growing results. And we're already seeing it in terms of it working for our business, and it can work for you too. Plus, we can share with you what we know is working for us and our other clients, so you get the benefit of that added data and strategic eye as well. Plus, what is really valuable too is that all deliverables, all the work that we do, it's quality checked twice. It's spot checked by the project manager, as well as by a dedicated professional like an editor or a design QA professional. So that also helps to save you time as well as give you peace of mind. So check it out by going to growbo.com, or I've added a link in the description that you can click on right now to download the 33 examples PDF that I put together for you. It's 33 examples of projects that you can delegate to Growbo right now. Just to give you some inspiration, there are also plenty of examples on our website along with a 20-minute demo video. So go ahead, check that out. And if you got value from this video, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, because when you do that, when you give a thumbs up and you leave a comment, I will send you a copy of what we used to charge $200 for. It's actually, with inflation, $400, because pre-COVID, whatever, I'm printing all the money. It's called our Proven Sales Conversion Pack. So I will give that to you for free when you give a thumbs up and you leave a comment that says growth. And in general, if you got value from this video, please consider sharing it with others. I really appreciate your support. So check out that 33 examples PDF in the description, or go to growbo.com to learn more.